ho, ho! Happy Christmas to all you Sega nerds and Mega Visionaries out there, and good news! Because Sega's Astro City Mini Arcade has finally released. Now, if you don't know about this, the Astro City Mini was released as part of Sega's Go Sega 60th anniversary this year. It was made available for pre-order in July of this year, so July 2020, a few months ago. It cost about 12,800 yen, which is about 120 American dollars, and for any Brits like me, it's about £90. And now it's finally here, so those folks who pre-ordered are now starting to receive them. Excellent, happy Christmas. So, what is this? Well, as the name might suggest, it is the mini version of Sega's Astro City arcade cabinet. And if you don't know what that is, in Japan, the Astro City Arcade is a common sight. It allows arcade owners to install different boards into it so you can play different games. That in itself is not that uncommon, but this was a very popular model and Sega released a lot of games for it. And speaking of games, the Astro City Mini comes with 37 games built in, which are listed on the back here in Japanese, and there are some logos for some of the more famous or popular ones right there. And if I'm super clever, I will list them all right here. There we go. Now, also made available for pre-order at the same time was this, the Astro City Mini Control Pad. Now, the arcade itself is fully playable. The screen works as do the buttons and joystick. But if you want to play games on a bigger screen, you can plug the arcade unit itself into an HD TV via an HDMI cable and then plug up to 2 of these controllers in to get more of a home console experience. And you can play 2-player on it. So, now I've explained what this is, let's have a look inside this box and see what we've got for our monies. Okay, so it's time to actually unbox the Astro City Mini. So, let's check it out. Quite easy to open. Ooh. Go Sega 60th anniversary, dedicated to all Sega fans around the world and to the creators who made history. That's a lovely little message to have as you open the box. And so first thing we see is the instructions manual. So it is all in Japanese, and I cannot read Japanese, so let's see. Okay, should be self-explanatory. It tells you all the different ways to connect devices to it and hook it up to the TV and stuff, and how to plug in the extra controller. Yeah, just an indication on some of the games there, controls and stuff. So yeah, might try and use the Translator app on that later if I need to. Let's see what's inside for me. Okay. Okay, so the box on the top is covering it. Feeling the weight of it, it feels like there is something inside there. Actually, I can see some cables. You can see that on camera, there's some cables in there. So it's the easiest way to get into this. Okay, so that's got the HDMI cable there. And micro USB cable. I assume that's for charging and whatnot. Then we have the main event. Nothing else in there, just packaging. Put that down. So let's have the grand unveiling. There we go. Look at that. It's lovely. Now, yeah, it's a decent size. It's quite small, but it's not as small as some of the other mini consoles, like the mini Neo Geo arcade cabinet. That's very small. This is a bit bigger, a decent size. Buttons feel really nice on it. They've got all your connection points, so you can play 2-player on this. So it's got connections for 2 USB ports, USB controllers, with a power switch, HDMI out to connect to TV. You've got a headphone socket and your connection cable, which is micro USB. And You get that bit doesn't come off or anything. Looks like it's just design, but that's cool. Oh, I really like that. Cool. But we've also got the control pad. So let's open this as well. Again, try and open it out, damaging the box too much. If I can. Oh, I hate these. They're always so tight. It's very tightly packed. It's coming loose, but I'm damaging the box a bit. Oh, okay, there we go. I have actually had to bend the box slightly there, which is not good, but you know, you need muscle to try to get into things. So yeah, wow. Oh, oh my god, that's like crazy tight pack. I'll give it a shake. Gamer problems. Right, okay. There you go. Yeah, I had to open up both ends so you could just get it out. It's so tight. Right, so what's inside here? Okay, so there is the controller. And that's literally it. No manual by the looks of it, anything. Just packaging and the controller itself. And yeah, I mean, it feels decent. It's very much in keeping with the style of the arcade cabinet. And yeah, USB connection. Before we go, one thing I wanted to show you is the size comparison between the Astrocity Mini and the Neo Geo Mini, which was released a little while ago. So as you can see, the Astrocity Mini is considerably bigger. I mean, they're still very small, but in terms of proportions, the screen's a bit bigger, buttons are bigger, control stick's bigger, just that little bit bigger overall. So it's still very small and good size, but yeah, the Neo Geo Mini is tiny in comparison. I have to say, I think the Astrocity Mini, I prefer it for just being that little bit bigger, because while the Neo Geo is a cool little device, it was very, very small, and I did pretty much always have to like connect it to a TV to actually use it. I'll also show you a comparison between the control pad. So there's the Astrocity Mini one, and there's the Neo Geo's one. And it's a bit of a different story with the controllers, because I actually prefer the SNK Neo Geo Mini controller. So it's got a analog stick feel to the control stick. Buttons are really nice to press, and it's just a decent fit in your hand. It's really good playing the arcade games with it. So far, I mean, I haven't played the Astrocity Mini yet. The buttons on this just don't. They feel fine, but they just don't feel as comfortable as the SNK one. But it all comes down to how it plays. So what we're going to do is going to take this away for a few days, play it over Christmas a little bit, and get back to you with a little review. Cheers.
Honey, I gotta tell you about this sandwich.